How do you start teaching your children about sex? Every parent agrees that education is crucial for their children, but when it comes to sex education, most parents still find it a taboo. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to start teaching your children about sex. My name is Chika. I'm a professional educator and a child trainer. Welcome and welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, you want to maximize your child academic potential, you want to model the right living and priorities for your child, you want to build the self-confidence as a parent and also use discipline lovely to your children, turn on by subscribing, hit on the notification bell so you know when I'll post my new video. In the few months of the year, we received so much reports on child sexual abuse, of which the majority of the victims were boys. So most of the cases occurred at educational institutions. What was most shocking was that the majority of the perpetrators were teachers who were expected to act as role models for their students and also their schools. The abusers, they use a variety of methods to lure their victims, such as convincing them and again eliciting their help and even using threats of punishment. So this taboo surrounding sex education should be eliminated as soon as possible, as the idea is outdated in the contemporary reality. So there is real urgency for developing strong awareness to protect the future generation. So sex education, it means arming children with the proper understanding of gender equality and tolerance. So it teaches children to be able to set their own boundaries, particularly regarding their physical space. Sex education aims to prevent children from engaging in sexual behavior beyond their age. So by recognizing what is right and as well what is wrong. So the more knowledgeable children are about their own bodies and sexuality, the better they will be able to protect themselves from unwanted advances. So even from authority figure. So today's video, I want to share with you some tips on how to start approaching sex education with your children. So make sure you watch this video to the end. For one tips on how to start approaching sex education with your children is don't wait until your children get older. You don't wait until your children get older before you start educating them about sex. Sex education can start from time when children are 3 years old or whenever we start toilet training. So we don't need to wait until children get older, until they start asking about sex and sexuality. It is much better that parents initiate the subject rather than wait for their children to do so. For example, we can use toilet training as an opportunity to introduce children to the intimate part of their body. For example, we can teach you can teach your child, you can teach them the names of each of their genital organs using the biological names. So if your child is a boy, you use penis, not your pee-pee or titi or wherever you may call it. Then if your child is a girl, you use vagina, not dumpet or other alternative monikers. So make sure you use the biological name. Parents should be confident, and again as well, they should be firm in their approach So don't show any resistance, whether in verbal or maybe non-verbal language. If we are hesitant in our explanations, children may find it difficult to trust what we are telling them. So remember that explaining what is important, but how we explain it, it is the key. So children to understand the information, we need to do what? Use the right key to explain it to them. So I think we should start early to start educating our children. We don't wait until they get older. Then the second tips again is for us to respond positively to children's questions. When children suddenly ask about sex or sexuality, we might be shocked and react by trying to ignore them. No, that is not the best way. Or maybe you can just try to scold them. It's not the best way. Instead of protecting them, these kinds of negative responses, they make children withdraw from us. So the approach, the appropriate approach and response when children ask about sex is for us to be open and as well to be positive. So we need to respond to to their questions with a smile and again openness, so that they feel comfortable in asking us such questions. So it is also important to let them know that we are happy to have an open discussion with them about sex. So we need to remind them also to ask more questions if they want to, and as well show them that we are happy to talk about sex with them. Doing so will help children feel safe, and as well tell them that they can come to us anytime as their parents whenever they have a question about sex or sexuality. The third tips is for you to let them know that my body belongs to me. The most basic thing we can teach children is which part of their body others can touch and which parts others cannot touch. Even toddlers they can understand this. So since most children love to sing, we can use song as a teaching tool, and as well to accompany it with a dance, which is very, very important, and the songs are available as well. So in addition, explain to your children that no one may touch their mouth, their chest, their penis or vagina or their buttocks. So parents may touch these parts, but only for helping them to bath. And again, doctors may also touch this part, but only when their parents are present and only as part of a medical checkup. So it is also important to encourage children to practice saying no and call their parents for help whenever they feel someone or something is wrong, or when a stranger approaches them. So the fourth tips is for you to encourage children to speak up. Encourage your children to speak up. When we can teach children that they have the right to speak up when someone harasses them indirectly. So indirect harassment includes verbal and online speech, as well as physical gestures that are intended to tease or maybe as a joke. So remind them that they should feel comfortable about their body. So if someone tries to humiliate or uses a joke about them in a way that makes them feel uncomfortable, they should say no and call for help immediately. So this will help them to learn to respect themselves sooner rather than later. So please encourage them to do that, to speak up. So the fifth one is for us to respect their choices. When we are with our children in public or visiting relatives or friends, there will come a moment when others may want to embrace them or show them form of a physical affection. Many children don't have any problem with this, but some children may not like to be touched at all. So we must respect this and as well explain their choices to our relatives or friends as politely as we can. So doing so will not only help boost our children's confidence, but as well we also help to protect them against any unwanted advance from within our private circles. So always try to respect their choices. So number 6 is for us to keep our eyes and ears open. So keep your eyes and ears open. Potential abusers may not be an outsider. This someone we know. I had a friend who was sexually abused when she was still in elementary school. Shockingly, the perpetrator was the brother-in-law. So she didn't even dare to tell her parents at that time. But as time went on, she tries to tell her elder sister that her husband had abused her many years ago. She also tried to tell her parents at that time. Instead of getting support, sadly her elder sister scolded her, accusing her of making up a story. So the family should have been her primary support. They should have supported her and in that circumstances. But what she got was the opposite. So even though things are better today, but she still can't forget her worst memory of being sexually abused. So she's still traumatized. Although she's also learning to forgive her brother-in-law and also to heal herself. But it's not always easy to let go of the trauma. So we should always keep our eyes and our ears open because the potential abusers may not be an outsider. They may be someone we know. So we should be very, very alert. So number 7 point is for us to stand up for others, standing for others. Not only do we need to encourage our children to speak up when they feel uncomfortable, we have or maybe when they have received an unwanted attention of a sexual nature, we should also encourage our children to do the same when they see someone else in a similar situation. So this is called as in bystander intervention. They should always stand and intervene for others in that similar situation. So we can teach them through stimulating a situation or environment, but also through examples, so they can learn how to respect others as well. So guys, I hope these few points, these few tips have been of help to you. If it has, please give it a thumbs up and start the work immediately and start educating your children about sex. It is very vital. It is very, very important.